Take two. Hi, I'm Bailey and welcome to my channel. So I was perusing booktube, you could say, and I saw a video from Heyo Reads and Smiles that was about a readathon that's going to be happening in the near future. What's the date today? Today is November 15th, and this readathon is going to be taking place from November 18th to the 25th. And, I've never done a readathon, or if I have tried them before, it hasn't gone well. So I thought I would, jump right into this one. So the readathon I'm talking about today is the Fall Into Fantasy Read-a-thon that's being hosted by Penguin Teen, or that was created by Penguin Teen. And, I'm not sure who all the hosts are. I think Heyo Reads and Smiles is one of the hosts, but I don't know who all of them are. So basically this video is going to be like my books I plan to read in the Fall Into Fantasy Read-a-thon. So yeah, that's basically what's going on. Like I said before, I've never really participated in a readathon before because usually when I have an intention of reading a lot, I read nothing. So hopefully this time will go okay. So yeah, I'm going to give you some info on the readathon. Let's grab the laptop for this. The Fall Into Fantasy Read-a-thon will take place from November 18th to the 25th, as I said before. And the goal is to read at least 4 fantasy books, which, that's a steep hill for me. Who knows if that's gonna happen. Oh, and there's, 8 reading challenges they have that you can, use to maybe form your TBR pile and give you some inspiration for what to read if you're kind of, not sure. So I'm going to read these challenges out to you. So let's get into it. Number 1, a new series. I'm going to assume that's a new series to you and not one that's been newly released because I don't really know. I'm going to assume that. Number 2, been on your TBR too long. There's too many books that have been just chilling on my TBR forever. I don't know if we'll get to them all. We'll try. Number 3, an LGBTQ fantasy. Ooh, that was actually really interesting. I might search for one of those because we love representation in this house and that'd be really fun. I haven't really stumbled across an LGBTQ fantasy. Number 4, a diverse fantasy. Again, we love representation. Number 5, multiple POVs. Most of the books I've read are multiple POV, especially fantasy. Number 6, a new fantasy. For this one, I actually kind of have no idea what it means. Because I'm thinking a new series, oh maybe it's like a new series, but like, this one doesn't have to be a series, it can be like standalone. I'm gonna go with that. A book that you haven't read before, but it doesn't have to be a new release, and it doesn't have to be a series. You probably got that way before I had to like explain it to myself, but it's fine. Number 7, a sequel. Oh, the amount of sequels I have yet to read is unimaginable, but we're working on it. Okay, so we had a few troubles there for a second. Camera shut off in the middle of recording, and then my cord broke, and it's just a struggle, but we're back into it. So I think we left off at number 8. So number 8, BookTube recommended, and there are so many books that have been recommended from BookTube that got like really popular on BookTube that I've been like so hyped to read, add to my TBR, and then never get back to. So we're gonna try and maybe get to one of those. There's a good chance you won't, but maybe. So yeah, let me show you my TBR for this Fall Into Fantasy Read-a-thon. For the first book that I'm planning on reading, I have An Enchantment of Ravens by Margaret Rogerson. So I think this one actually kind of counts for a new fantasy because I've never read it. And you know what? I've never seen it before, and I've definitely never read it, and I think it's relatively new, but it could not be. So yeah, let's just like go with that. I basically know nothing about this book. I was just kind of interested by the description of it, so I'm not going to give you a description because I feel like I'm really bad at that. But it seemed interesting, it's definitely fantasy, and I like ravens. But yeah, this is the first book. Basically, I'm thinking there's a lot of like magic and just, I feel like there's a bit of a shape-shifting element because one of the characters from the description I got that they turn into a bird. I'm assuming a raven. But like that's all I kind of got. I'm kind of confused, so that's why I want to read it. But yeah, Enchantment of Ravens. Also, can we just talk about how pretty this book is? Like, just look at that, and then like the back of it. It's very pretty. The second book I have for the readathon is Ruin of Stars by Lindsay Miller. So this is a sequel, so that covers challenge number 7, because it's the sequel to Mask of Shadows by Lindsay Miller, and it is the finale of the Mask of Shadows duology. And Mask of Shadows is a book I picked up last year when I was in a reading slump, and I was just at the bookstore and just got like into it and started reading. And I love that book so much. I need a bit of a recap on it. This one came out I think August, so I'm a little bit behind, but I had it since August. So basically it follows Sal, who is a gender fluid, I do believe. Oh my god, this one also covers an LGBTQ fantasy. Now that, there we go. It follows Sal, and she was competing in a competition to become the Queen's Assassin in Mask of Shadows, and I'm not going to go any farther into it because I don't want to spoil what happened at the end of Mask of Shadows, which would lead into this book. And Mask of Shadows did feature an LGBTQ relationship and an LGBTQ main character, as I said before, and I really enjoyed reading it, and I really hope we get more of that in this book because they were such sweethearts, and I loved it so much. So yeah, this is the second book I'm planning on reading. The third book I have on this list is Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. If you haven't heard of Six of Crows, I don't know how you couldn't have. It's been so hyped here on BookTube, so this one covers number 8. I've had this book for so long, and I have tried to read it about 3 or 4 times. And I never get past like the first 2 chapters, and I don't know why. My best friend has read it, and she, I think, enjoyed it. And I don't know, I just haven't gotten to it. I've seen all of the Kanej edits and love on Instagram, so I'm going to try and finally finish this book for this readathon because, you know, it's been hyped and you want to finish it. So this one actually also covers number 3 because I know there's an LGBTQ element. 2 of the main characters are LGBT and are in a relationship, and that's pretty exciting. So that's the third book we're trying to get through. Oh, for a bit of like an explanation, since I am kind of giving them, it follows a band of like criminals who basically have an epic heist to go on to further the plot. I don't know. I'm not sure exactly why they're going on this. I'm assuming for money, because if they're a band of criminals, I'd assume they'd want money. But yeah, that's the third book. For the final book on my Fall Into Fantasy Read-a-thon TBR, this one I don't know if it's cheating because 1, it's not full-on fantasy, it's also sci-fi fantasy, and 2, is a graphic novel. I have Wires and Nerve, Volume 2, Gone Rogue, by Marissa Meyer, illustrated by Stephen Gilpin. I read the Lunar Chronicles I think 2 years ago now, and it's still one of my all-time favorite books that got me really into reading. And I read Volume 1 of Wires and Nerve when it came out, I think within like a day or 2, and I loved it. And then I got this one when it came out, which was in January last year. Oh, January of this year, but it's almost 2019, so I keep getting confused. And I read up to, I have a bookmark on here still, page 87, and stopped reading it because I just like wasn't in the mood and had some issues. I just wasn't liking it, but I don't know why, because I love these characters. I guess I just didn't like the fluff or something that was going on. But yeah, I'm going to try and either start from the beginning and finish it, or start from where I was and finish it. But basically, this is the continuation of the Lunar Chronicles and what's going on after the end of Winter, which is the last book in the Lunar Chronicles series. And then Volume 1 of Wires and Nerve follows Aiko, one of the characters, and what she is doing after the war, and what the whole, basically, crew from the Lunar Chronicles is doing after the war, and what they're dealing with. So it still has action, and I'm hoping to finish this book because it's the last volume of these graphic novels, and I think the last thing in the Lunar Chronicles world for now. So yeah, that's the 4th book. I'm just going to count it because I don't know if graphic novels count, but like for me it's going to count. So that is my Fall Into Fantasy Read-a-thon TBR. This is my first readathon, so let's hope it goes okay. Again, This readathon takes place from November 18th to the 25th. I'm going to try really hard to actually get this readathon going and do it well and get those 4 books finished so I've like completed the readathon and been successful. So yeah, thank you for watching. Have a nice day, night, or whatever time you're watching this at, and yeah. Hi, sorry to interrupt this video with me again. But I recorded this video on the 15th of November, and I had some camera trouble, so this is going up I think on the 17th. But I just wanted to say, 1, thank you for watching. 2, I made a Twitter, @ReadByFire on Twitter, so go ahead and follow if you'd like. And yeah, that's it, so thank you for watching. I've been Bailey.